Now then, let's see how the audio is. Right, I've not been live for a couple of weeks, so I've had to reset everything. So please let me know what the audio is like. Is it a bit loud? Do I need to go a bit quieter, a bit louder? Just checking my gain. Okay. Our sound engineer AI, if you're listening, let me just message him. No, ask him how the sound is. It might sound fine, but it might be out to someone like him who's really good at listening to this stuff. Okay, right. I am hoping notifications go out because I've not been live for so long. Hello. Testing the audio. How you doing? We've got Mara, Sing Blue Silver, Space Cats here, Stephen, sounds okay, sounds fine. AI, sound check, please. We've got Kung Fu. How you doing, my friend? Charlie Be Good. Alan Edge, my YouTube husband, is in. Let me just get into the stream a sec. Okay, so Jenna's here, Tamsin's here. Hello. I know I've had a few things. It was very unexpected, but I needed to take some time off. So much going on. And I had Jack's cold as well. Hi Lee. Me and Jack both had really bad colds. And just give you a spanner. Kung Fu. Charlie Be Good. Hello. Are you the person that emailed me a while ago? Your name sounds familiar, or is that somebody else? Right, okay, so yeah, not too bad. There's just been a lot going on as well, like high painful, lots going on with Jack, which is all positive stuff, but I've had lots of play dates. Hi Carlos, loads of play dates, and his graduation for his kickboxing and all that stuff. So no, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, so it's just been a bit manic, you know. We've had Diane passing away, and then we've had three baby wood pigeons. One got run over, a cat got one, which is why I don't like cats. It's murdered the baby. I won't go into it now, but it really upset me after making friends with this baby and filming it and everything. It was sat with me, feeding out my hand, and then a cat just ripped its neck out. This is why I don't like cats. I'm sorry, I don't like cats that go out. I think it's wrong. I know a lot of you got cats, but I don't agree with cats being let out and killing birds. It pisses me off. So that's been making me not want to be very social. Yeah. Hi, Terry Knowles Band again. Cats are not native. That these cats that people have, they're not native. They're just decimating the bird population. It just pisses me off. No, me neither, Tamsin. Yeah, if I had a cat, I would have an indoor cat. Not going to lie. Diane. Yeah, Diane was the hedgehog. I do need to do a full update on my other channel on all the animal stuff. I've jumped on here because I thought we'd just do a quick chat, see how you're all doing, a quick catch up, let you know what I've got planned, and we'll see what happens. And I had a quick look through and see if any stories were going on. Something caught my eye. So I'm just gonna. I'm a bunny person, but I love dogs as well, as you know. Yeah, okay. So just let me know how you're all doing. So apologies, it's been a bit of time away. It's just been awful things going on, you know. Then they've got the sparrowhawk keeps on taking the babies as well. It's really upset me. Was always killing birds. And mice, I love mice as well. It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, they are a lot of responsibility. We had a cat. Tuppence. Anyway, moving on. So there's the introductions on where I've been. I've also been doing a lot on my other channel, my third channel. Not live streams, just putting lots of shorts up and a couple of videos, which is less time consuming than live streaming. So I've been able to get that going a little bit. We've gone viral on one of my videos. They've got nearly 4 million views. So that's got like 5 extra thousand subscribers. So that channel's growing nicely as well. We'll be doing some live streams on that one as well at some point. But what I wanted to talk to you about today was, I don't know whether you've heard this news, okay? I'm also just a quick update on the Whitby situation. You had a cat called Tuppence. I actually did. Penny and Tuppence. Yeah, I had a cat called Tuppence. I won't tell you what happened to her, but I still don't know fully, but I have my suspicions. Anyway, that's for another day. It's not nature though, is it, Lee? It's not nature, because they're not meant to be here. They're not nature. Just like grey squirrels. How you doing, Stephen? You okay? Right. So having a quick look through, and I do want to just let you know that I am still really looking into and trying to find information on these Whitby deaths. Now, do you remember? Hi, Unicorn. Hi, AI. How's my audio, please? Thank you very much, Jenna. It really is. It really is. Paz helped as well by sharing me out. But this short has gone viral. So if you get a viral short, the subs go through the roof. If you're trying to grow your channel, shorts is the answer. All right? It's the answer. Trust me. I've proved that twice now. So, I was having a quick look through. Now, you may remember me talking to you about this in August. At the end of July, in a 3-day period, there was 4 people, thank you, Unity calling, dead in Whitby. Right. Now, Brum Vixen messaged me early, didn't you, darling, about this? Now, they've had the first inquest. And this is what I don't understand, right? They've changed it again. So they said initially that a couple in their 40s were found. Hang on. Let's just get this up. Hang on. Why is it doing that? Right. Just need to grab this up. Sorry, I had the other. I'm not. This won't be what the main topic tonight at all. And why isn't it working? Why can't I share that screen? Oh my god! I think my laptop completely died. And oh wow! Thanks for it. Right, it's not letting me get this up, and I don't know why. I'm gonna have to do a refresh or something. Anyway, thank you very much, darling. How you doing, Scully? So basically, I'm still doing some research into it. If anyone's got any information, yeah, we're doing that as well, Jam. I'm covering that on my other channel, my new channel. If anyone's got the link to it, I'm doing a lot over there on that. But yeah, if you don't want digital ID, sign the petition. But this isn't about that tonight. So these 4 people died. Now, Whitby is known for Bram Stoker. It's a very gothic place. It's a very creepy place. I don't know if you've ever been to Whitby. Let me know in the comment section if you've ever been to Whitby. I do find that 4 deaths over 3 days. Now, there's apparently a 5th person that people are talking about on Facebook have gone missing, a swimmer. And there was conflicting reports on whether this swimmer has been found dead. Now, when I looked earlier, that it's missing. It's nowhere to be seen. All right. Yeah, I do X as well, as you know, Furry. It is a really cool, creepy place. But it was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. He actually visited to Whitby. I'm trying to get this thing up, but it won't let me. It won't let me share my screen. I don't know why. There it is. How weird. Right, we're here. Okay, so this is what this came out today, this inquest. This is Whitby Abbey. It is a gothic abbey on a cliff, right? I've only been there a couple of times, even though it's only up the road from me. I need to go more often. Anyway, went in 1971. Visit as part of Walking Holiday, North Yorkshire. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It is creepy though. And you know that Whitby is the only place in the world where you can get something called Whitby Jet. And it's a semi-precious jet black. Semi-precious like crystal, basically. Or semi-precious stone. The only place it's jet black. It's got a creepiness about it. and it's a beautiful little seaside town. As I say, Bram Stoker used the bats at the Abbey and everything to write his novel Bram Stoker. And every year they have like a Gothic fest where all the Goths come and all the people dress up as Dracula. It's really creepy place. Now, this is the place where all of these people have dropped dead. Now, I'm talking 4, possibly 5. According to Facebook, the locals are all saying there was a missing swimmer, and the police declared this swimmer found as a 5th person. But on Google, when I put in swimmer missing in Whitby to get an actual link to the article, it's not there. It says the last swimmer missing in Whitby was in 2022. So something weird's going on here. Now, the first people to be found dead were at the bottom of the cliffs close to the Abbey. All right. Now, they said, and I've got proof because I found the earlier article, that it was a couple in their 40s. Now, if you're in your 40s or you're in your 70s to 80s, it's pretty noticeable. We're not talking like 30s to 40s or 20s to 30s. We're talking, if you're in your 40s or if you're in your 80s, you can tell the difference, right? So they're now trying to say that this couple that they initially said was in their 40s, and it was confirmed by the ambulance staff and the police. I'm going to show the article in a moment. It's not what we're going to be talking about mostly tonight, but this is the first half. I got 2 separate stories to talk to you about, and this is the first part, okay? So they're now saying that they were holding hands and they jumped off the cliff and they severed multi-trauma. There was no police investigation. It went straight to the coroner, which is what they did with Nicola Bulley case and what they did with many of these cases. Nothing to see here. A report is being sent to the coroner. That's it. That means there's no police investigation. That's all we hear now. So they're saying, right, that there was no family members in court. Like, what? Where? There's no family then. I just find this so bizarre. I genuinely believe, and I'm not going to lie, and I swear down now, I'm not reading the chat, by the way, because I get distracted, that they were really a couple in their 40s, which is what they stated. And they couldn't say that because how would they build a narrative about a couple in their 40s falling off a cliff? Yeah. How would they build a narrative? But if they can say old people and one of them had cancer, they're saying, and they were like trauma bonded to jump off a cliff, it suits the narrative. Where's the family? There's no family. As if you would have a coroner's court and not one family member turn up. Nobody. Because I don't believe these people existed. I think that whoever was really found dead were bumped off and they're covering it up. People say, why would they do that? There's a lot going on up here, I'm telling you now. It's very big in your Freemasonry. There's lodges in every single town. We've got one. People go missing a lot, especially up here in North Yorkshire and over in Lancashire. People go missing, as we know. I don't know what goes on, but I do think there's a lot of dodgy stuff going on, and I do think people are disappearing. But anyway, so they're saying here that these people, now they've changed the story because they said a member of the public seen them and then they were found dead. They've changed it again. They're saying here a member of the public had spotted a man and a woman on the rock. So they jumped off underneath the Abbey, underneath it. So look here, right? Here's the original story. Bodies of a man and woman airlifted from the cliffs. Right. Original story. They've taken away the 40. Hold on a minute. Can't see the chat. So I'm hoping everyone's being good. And if not, then if you can't be good, be careful. Just bear with me a moment. Trying to find where it said. I'm trying to find where it said that originally the couple were in their 40s. Because they keep changing their stories. They can't keep doing this. Not when there's people like us around. We're always gonna find out their lies. Just bear with me a moment. Just looking for something. Hope you're okay. It's not a big stream tonight. It's just a catch up and a chin wagon. Just show you what I've been working on, basically. What I've been looking at. Oh, come on, let me find it now. Oh, man. Right, I found it, right. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Remove. Okay. I hope you're all well. Oh, is that a super chat I missed? Sorry, I missed that. Oh, thank you, Alan Edge. Hi, Texas. How you doing? Sorry, I'm not really looking at chat much because I'm busy trying to find stuff. Right, now. Is this it? Fourth body found. I think. Police issue statement. I think this is it? Right. I think this is it, right? So after the couple were found dead, there was then a third person and a fourth person within 3 days. 3 days. 4 people, 3 days found dead. I know it's and the English, it's disgusting, right? So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, because remember they're now saying that one was 18, one was 74. Okay. So police issue statement after a fourth body found on the beach in 3 days. But we're meant to believe that there's nothing suspicious in the same area. So the called us in after a woman who was local in her 50s, but they won't name these people. This is what I'm saying. Why won't they name them? I have searched high and low today for the names of I found the names of the elderly couple that have suddenly gone from 40s to 80 and 70 odd, who have got no family apparently. Yeah, right. But the other two, can't find them. 2 women have been found dead. No photos, no names, no family, nothing. Just blanket, blackout, denotice. We're not allowed to know who they are. And they're found at the bottom of a cliff where 2 other people were found off a cliff. I don't know about you guys, but this seems very, very suspicious. Okay. AI, George is at the door. If you can please come and take him to the toilet. This is another reason why I don't stream as well, because I can't concentrate. AI, can you please come and get George? Okay, so this is the 4th woman. The 4th body of a woman was found below the cliffs on the beach, where 3 other bodies have been found in 3 days. That's not even a body a day. It's 1.3 bodies a day, isn't it? It comes after the death of a man and a woman were found together at the bottom of the cliffs near Whitby in Yorkshire, and another woman was found a day later in a similar area. He wants to go out the front for a wee. Right? Okay. So all this, another tragic, not accident, incident. So they're not trying to say it was an accident here. This is in Wales Online. But look here. Look down here. Emergency. Right. Okay. Here we go. Her death. This is very important that we show this, because they will try and remove this from the internet. Right. Her death, the 4th one, her death follows that of a man and a woman understood to be in their 40s. So since they found on the 31st of July, this couple were in their 40s, and that was proven by statements by the police and the ambulance and witnesses that this couple were in their 40s. And all of a sudden, 7 days ago, which was 2 months on, they're an elderly couple. It's taken them 2 months to come out with that story. And they've got no family. So they're saying, so they died falling from the cliffs on the 30th of July. We need to check the satanic calendar on this as well. Remember, this is all Dracula. It's very, very eerie around there. And that of another woman who was in her 60s was found by the cliffs near the pavilion on Thursday, the 31st. So the 30th, the couple, the 31st was the first single woman. No name, can't find the name. Anyone gets hold of these names, please let me know, because I will do some investigation, but I can't find anything. And then we've got a fourth person on the 1st of August found for 3 days. Did they have a wee? Investigation into the latest death is now ongoing, but the police have said they are not treating it as did he have a wee? No, not treating it. Not treating as suspicious. Why would you not treat 4 deaths in 3 days as suspicious? What has to happen in this country for the police to actually say, hang on a minute? They have been named, though. Hi, man. They have been named. But I am deeply suspicious if they're actual real people, because they're now saying one's 80 and one's 74. And yet just then I've got multiple articles. They were in their 40s. So how have they gone from being in their 40s to being an elderly couple? Hi, Joe. How you doing? Hi, new hobby, lovely jubbler. I'm just catching the chat now. It's something's going on here. My spidey senses are telling me there's something going on. And then the other two there's nothing. Right, now, this other, so just to let you know, there's another story I want to talk about tonight, and I've only just started going down this rabbit hole, right, tonight. So I don't know that much about it yet, but if anyone has got any more information on this, let me know, please. Now, I want to go and do some filming around Whitby. I was at the coast the other day, but not up Whitby area. It's just the weather now. But I do really want to go and do some filming. If AI will take me up to the Abbey and do some filming for this channel. It's dead creepy. Would you guys like me to go and do some filming up there? And I can try and show you. Hi, Tony. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're up here, aren't you? Yes, please. Yeah, you want to, I'll go and film Whitby. I'm literally about to release. That's what they're saying, yeah. That's what they're saying, Mandy. But I genuinely don't believe what they're saying, because it's like they've had to create this narrative. They were a couple. If it was just one elderly couple, right, fair enough. Hi, Bobby. That's Oscar throwing his bowl around because he wants some more food. Oski, is it dinner time? Daddy, if you're watching, Oski's hungry. Can you hear him? He's throwing his bowl around. It's what he does when he wants some more food. He just throws his bowl. So, right, where were we? In 3 days, I don't know if you know about this, Mandy. I don't know how much you've been watching, but in 3 days, there was 4 bodies found fell off a cliff. Hi, Bridget, in the same area. And they're not supposed to be connected. Now, they said, and I've got multiple articles here backing this up. Every single article that I've been reading says that the couple were in their 40s. And that was confirmed by police, by the ambulance, and by witnesses. Can you come and feed Oscar, please? Can you hear him? Honestly, it's getting impossible to live stream anymore. Literally impossible. So how can they go from being in their 40s to being in their 70s and 80s? And not many, I don't know of any, I've not heard of anyone dying in that area and I've been up here now for 14 years. Hi, Ghost. And I just find it really bizarre. And the weather was glorious. It was beautiful. There was no storms or anything. It was glorious weather. So this is what the police said. Now, genuinely, I think if you've got this many, now the third person fell, and then the 4th person fell. Let me just show you what the police said. I've got the article here. They're now calling them sudden deaths. So they're trying to push us towards the jibby jabby. Now, for them to want to push us to, hi Nikki, for them to want to push us to the jibby jabby makes it even more suspicious, because if they'd rather we thought that these were die suddenlies over suspicious, what does that tell you? Look, sudden death of a woman at Sandsend under investigation. No tar. But yeah, I'll take it. Full up. Thank you, though. I don't want one. Thank you. Now, usually they don't like this sudden death died suddenly, but the police have actually come out with this. So the 2nd of August at 11:01, they were alerted to Sandsend near Whitby following reports of a woman's body below the cliffs. That's 4 bodies off cliffs. I'm sorry, there's something wrong. Right. The body was recovered and the scene was reopened. Look at this. Look at this. The body was recovered at 5:01 and it was reopened after 1 hour and 20 minutes. There's been no investigation whatsoever. If you find a body at the bottom of the cliffs, you tape it off. You do some forensic work. They didn't. They just opened it again to the public. What? This is just bizarre. Now, officers supporting the woman's family. So there is family on this one, but why hasn't she been named? Why hasn't this poor woman been named? Have you ever known this before, where someone's been found dead and they're not named months later? The death is not, again, not being treated as suspicious. And look at this. Look at this. They want to make it clear that there are no connections between this sudden death and the sudden deaths of a man and a woman below Whitby Abbey on Wednesday the 30th, or the woman below the Abbey on Thursday the 31st of July. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but anyone that can't see this don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say. They are pushing the sudden death narrative, which is usually what they're trying to hide, because whatever it is bigger than it being a sudden death. And I can't find the original article that said that the woman here was a witness to the couple being pushed off the cliff. Do you remember that? Some of you remember that from an older show. I need to find it. I need to find that article. They said that this woman, the 3rd to die, seen the couple dying and then she turned up dead. But that's all been changed. What are people saying in the chat? Anyone else thinking this is dodgy as? No autopsy, no autopsy, and they opened. It's a cover-up, isn't it, Tone? Tone is from round here. People just don't fall off cliffs at Whitby. Unexplained kinetic energy. It is very creepy around here. And my mate Jackie, Free Speech, who was up last week, she's never felt energy like it, but she loves it because it's amazing energy up here. But there is some weird stuff going on. Yeah, Lovely Jubbly remembers it, don't you? So, yeah, but they're not. But the thing is, though, Carlos, they would rather us believe that there was a sudden death than there was anything suspicious. Same. So we are anyone again. I haven't got any more information. They're reading out this story that the elderly, one of them had bone cancer, and they've all of a sudden now found a letter saying that they were going to go and kill themselves. Now, again, if that was just those 2 people, that couple, elderly, I could understand, right? I could understand. But why were they in their 40s? Yeah, but the thing is, though, Mandy, the person who's seen that is now dead. They said that the person that was found dead at the time, they said was found dead, and now they've changed it. No autopsy, no forensics, nothing. Exactly. You could literally go and push somebody off a cliff now, right, in this country. I'm not telling anyone to do that, by the way, but I'm just saying hypothetically, it seems to me that people are turning up dead left, right and centre, and that no one's doing investigation. So, now, you may have heard tonight on the news, this is what I wanted to talk about. because I started looking into this tonight. I'm going to do a lot of deeper dive. We had a great time. Right, so I was looking into this story tonight. You may or may have not have heard about this, but the police have been told tonight that they may, and I mean could, have to reveal if they are Freemasons. Now, let me know if anyone's heard about this. Let me just get this up. Hang on. Right. Get this up on there, and then we're just going to read the chat a minute before we move on. Just remove that. Right, okay. Yeah, convenient death of a witness. Exactly. And lovely jubbly, he remembers it, don't you? I'm not imagining it, am I? I need to try and find that article because I keep wiping stuff, but we found this out. Okay. Yeah. Well, I've gone digging a little bit further, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. But my mind is getting more and more blown tonight, and I seen it, and I said to Al, "We need to go down this rabbit hole." They found. I remember that, Lee. I remember that they were looking for a body in the Thames, and they found 4. you can honestly, but there's nothing to see here. Okay, there is nothing to see here. It's all in your mind. Yeah, exactly. That's the Freemasons, Bobby, which we've got to do a part 2 of. But like I say, I've had a bit of a time away, and free speech was up here as well. And all the things going on with the wildlife. We had a really crappy year this year. We've got no wood pigeon fledglings left between the cat and the sparrowhawk and the car. Thank you, lovely jubbly. How are you, Tone? I'm sorry, mate. You skipped them. I can't control them. I don't know what they do. I can't see them. On what? Sorry, Space Cat. So I'm glad you said that, because I remember it clear as day. And then now she's dead, and then another person's dead. So I'm going to be doing more digging. If anyone's got any more information, please let me know. I'm going to go on to Reddit as well, because a lot of people are talking about this stuff, like locals and that, on Reddit. I'm also going to be going to Whitby if Al will take me. Oh, Freemasons, really. If Al will take me next week, depending on the weather, and we'll have a little film around the Abbey. I'll do some filming. I've got a video to come out shortly on Penny Bunny as well, some filming that I did last week. But anyway, so this story came out. I'm going to move on. So this story came out today about Met officers just in London, and the Met Police could have to reveal their ties to Freemasonry. They don't talk about City of London police, if you notice, that are inside there. It's so dodgy. We've got like a little London within London, like the way Rome is within Italy, and they've got their own police. David Icke covered that years ago before he got censored off YouTube. Anyway, I won't talk about that today because I want to talk about this story. Now, let me just put it big screen so hopefully you guys can read it a bit better. Hopefully. So officers, this was tonight, this came out. Officers in the Met Police could soon be made to tell bosses if they are part of the Freemasons, which in my opinion should be automatic, because if you become a Freemason, you take an oath of loyalty to them. Now, that oath is higher than anything. It's even higher than your belief in Jesus and God, if you're a Christian or whatever religion you are, okay? It goes to the grave. And if you're a police officer, how can you do an impartial investigation if you have to investigate somebody who's in the Freemasons? So I think this is just common sense. Anyway, I'm not looking at chat again, so I'm not going to see any, because I just want to go into this a little bit, okay? So they've started a consultation now, right? So they're going to ask what they want, which I just find ridiculous. Adding the group to its declarable associations policy. Now, Freemasons take an oath of loyalty to the fraternity's principles and promise to support fellow members. But Staff Association, the Met Police Federation, said the move may violate officers' human rights if they have to tell, which to me is bonkers. Because if you're in the police, and let's just say somebody gets murdered and you're a detective and you find out that that person that did it is a fellow Freemason, which is higher, your oath to the police or your oath to the Freemason fraternity? Because I know which one they would choose. All right. But this goes deeper. Just bear with me. Okay. There's more. So the Met currently does not record how many officers are Freemasons. Don't forget judges as well, a lot of judges, and has never banned them from joining. Okay, this isn't a Freemason bashing stream, by the way. This is just facts. Okay, I'm not into bashing. I just look at facts, just like the Fabians. The facts speak for themselves. All right. We have covered the actual Freemasons before, and we'll do it again, like we're doing with Fabians. But this is talking about this specific thing with the police. So they've never banned them, but they've been concerned. Concerns have been raised by officers and staff about the impact that membership of such a group could be having on investigations, promotions, and misconduct. Now, existing some examples of declarable associations include convictions. That should be fair enough. Okay. Those dismissed from policing, fair enough. Lawful possession, such as private investigation or journalism. Now, that bit's important because you'll see now when I can move on. Officers and staff have to declare any association with an individual or group that might compromise their integrity. Well, surely the Freemasons is that. Now, the move was recommended by the Daniel Morgan Independent Panel Report, which looked at the force's handling of the unsolved murder of private detective Daniel Morgan. Now, this got my spidey senses going. So first of all, let me know, has anybody heard of this? Popple pads, really? Not YouTube, you mean? Hi, Yvonne. Let me know before I continue if anyone has. I hadn't heard of this person before who was murdered, because I'm going to go down a bit of a rabbit hole now, and I just want to know if anyone has already been down it, because you might know more than me on it. This guy, Oscar's thrown his bowl around again. I was just fed him. Oscar, stop it. Unsolved murder of private detective. So he wasn't an officer. Private detective Daniel Morgan. Just let me know if anybody, before we continue, has done anything on this, because I'm back in the chat now. This guy was a 37-year-old father of two. He was killed with an axe in the car park of the Golden Lion pub in Sydenham in southeast London in 1987. A string of inquiries over the decades unearthed allegations of corruption. A 2021 report said that police officers' membership of the Freemasons had been a source of reoccurring suspicion and mistrust in the investigation. So before we go any further, let me know if anyone has heard of this. Right, okay, so Yvonne hasn't, Mara hasn't, substantive rank is constable. I've heard. I hadn't, Mandy. Bo, as in no. Okay. So Mandy has. Have you looked into his death? Tamsin as well. So Sing Blue Silver hasn't. So you guys might know more than me. I've only just started looking into this tonight, and it blew my mind. Let me just grab the other one up. Hold on. Because, so I'm like, oh, you know, what's this? Who's this guy, you know? A dad, a father of two, who was murdered, and nobody has ever been charged when he was found with an axe through his head. Now, I'm sorry, but that isn't something that should be pretty. It can't be that hard to get. When you read the information that came out, you'll see. Okay, so, oh, this digital ID thing, it's just shocking, isn't it? Hi, Sawan. it was gangs, but there's massive corruption. So let me just get this up now. Where has it gone? I haven't read the full panel report, which I'm going to do. So I've only just started to look into this tonight. All right. So this guy, this came out on the 15th of June, 2021, this report. And these are the key findings. Okay, there he is there. It's just shocking, isn't it? He's a dad. He was a dad of 2. And he was a private detective, right? And it's obvious that he was investigating stuff that they didn't like. So it's an unsolved murder. One of the UK's most notorious, got the bloody clothing, pisses me off, that notorious cold cases. Hang on, let's make it bigger again. I just wish there weren't the ads. It's really annoying. Despite 5 police inquiries and an inquest, no one has been brought to justice. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this cold case is because this has been linked to the reason why this independent panel have come out with now. It's the initial findings came out in 2021, but the recommendations have only just come in 4 years later, that they want the police to declare if they're a Freemason or not, which I thought would just be done, but there you go. So this was from 2021, this. Now, an independent panel examining Mr. Morgan's death has now accused the Met Police of a form of institutional corruption for concealing or denying its failures in the case. They hid it as well. Now, there was a 1,251-page report. So we're not going to go through all that now, which I might start going through it when I'm not live. But these are the findings. Now, he was murdered with an axe in March 1987. The panel found there were multiple very significant failings in the investigation from the moment the body was discovered. The handling of the murder scene was totally inadequate. It was not searched. It was left unguarded. Do you know what? If that happened now, I'm not being facetious, if that happened now, they would say that there was nothing suspicious and that he fell on the axe. Because you know that, don't you? Because that's how ridiculous it's got now. You know, you can literally find 4 dead bodies at the bottom of a cliff, but they've all fallen. You know, and you can be found in water, drowned, but you entered it yourself. You know, it's literally got that silly now. So you can imagine if this was now. They never talk about murders anymore. Have you noticed? It's very rarely do you hear about a murder, but there's loads of people dead. Bizarre, anyway. So there is evidence that some of those arrested in connection with the murder in April, the month after, may have been alerted the day before a leak to the media it found, right? It's really bad. Now, many of the opportunities which were lost were not retrievable. Now, there's the pub. He was killed outside that pub in that car park there with an axe to the head. Now, an inquest in 1988, a year later, heard evidence from a man who claimed that Mr. Morgan's business partner, Jonathan Rees, had asked him if he knew anyone that could kill the private detective. So his own business partner told someone that he wanted him dead. Now, Keith Lennon also claimed, this is the witness, and this was in 1988, this came out, that in 1986, which was the year before Daniel was murdered, that Catford police officers would carry out the murder of Mr. Morgan, all arrange it, and that Detective Sergeant Sidney Fillery was quite aware that Mr. Morgan was going to be killed. So he went on, this poor bloke, went on record a year later at the police investigation and said on record that the coppers were planning to kill him. Now, I wonder whatever happened to that poor bloke. And they did nothing. They ignored it. Now, the panel noted that despite this, the coroner said inaccurately at the time that he had heard no evidence to point to any police involvement in the murder. Lies. It's right there. And that no stone had been left unturned. However, the independent panel said it had not found enough evidence to prove the police involvement. Now, apparently, the case file, they found loads and loads of files in a locked cabinet that had been just hidden away. So the case opened again in 1989, then it was dropped. Then again in 2008, when Mr. Fillery was charged, this is the business partner, with perverting the course of justice. But the case collapsed in 2011. There he is. It's breaking me heart, this guy. So a second police investigation opened in 1988 by Hampshire Police. The panel found they didn't pursue to the fullest extent. There was some evidence that this was a deliberate conduct on the part of Hampshire Police. Close association between officers and individuals linked to crime. So in 87, they were very close with between the team that were investigating and the individuals linked to the crime. Now, there's extensive evidence that this was going on. This was all come out in this panel. It said there were suggestions that Morgan, the man who was killed, was going to sell a story about police corruption to the media, but the nature of the corruption was never established. Now, this is where the Freemasons come in, because it's this story is the reason why the police want to reveal how many Freemasons there are and who they are. This guy, this Daniel guy, this private investigator, which probably today will be called an investigative journalist that I can't say properly, was murdered. And he was about to blow something wide open. So it's possible that officers involved in lucrative corrupt practices such as helping criminals with inside information feed their careers and pensions were under threat by Mr. Morgan's alleged intention to reveal what he knew. Now, officers linked to Freemasons was a source of reoccurring suspicion. The panel said a source of reoccurring suspicion and mistrust in the investigation to Mr. Morgan's murder was police officers' membership of the Freemasons. This was all disclosed in the independent investigation in 2021. So if this is true, which there's lots of evidence that it is true, then that could explain why in today's day and age, it doesn't seem that anybody gets convicted or even investigated for murder now. Is this all tied in? This is why I wanted to talk about this tonight. Is this all tied in? What are people saying in the chat? I remember the flying squad. Yeah, no stone unturned. No stone unturned. You couldn't make this up. Yeah, exactly. Change and adapt. They did, but it never happened. Never happened. So, no. D.S. Fillery was a Freemason. I think he's the guy that was investigating it, and became master of 2 different lodges in 1993 and 1996, while 10 police officers who were prominent in the investigations into Mr. Morgan's murder were Freemasons, according to the report. Investigating officers entertained doubt as to whether Masonic loyalties, which all Freemasons swear to uphold, might conflict with those which police officers owe to each other and to the public by virtue of their office. However, the panel said it had not seen evidence that Masonic channels were corruptly used. How can they say there's no evidence? Now, apparently, Priti Patel was talking about this in 2021.
You really think you can get me to like dark chocolate?
Without a doubt.
Won't it taste bitter?
Right, we'll wait for that to go and then we'll see what she had to say at the time.
It wasn't bitter.
From the Lint Master Chocolatier, discover excellence, expect delicious.
Daniel Morgan's family have waited 8 years for this report. It is devastating that 34 years after he was murdered, nobody has been brought to justice.
Treasonous.
The report sets out findings from its review of the last 3 decades. It's over 1,200 pages long and 3 volumes. It is right that we carefully review its findings. Mr. Speaker, the report itself is deeply alarming and finds examples of corrupt behaviour. Corrupt behaviour were not limited to the first investigation. that the Metropolitan Police made a litany of mistakes and that this irreparably damaged the chances of successful prosecution of Daniel Morgan's murder. The report accuses the Metropolitan Police of a form of institutional corruption. Police corruption is a betrayal of everything policing stands for in this country. It erodes public confidence in our entire criminal justice system. It undermines democracy and civilized society. Mr. Speaker, Daniel Morgan deserved far, far better than this, as did his family. And to them, on what will be a very, very difficult day, I say that the whole House will have them and Daniel in our thoughts. I commend this statement to the House.
How ridiculous is that, though? With them stupid masks on, they're all spread out like that, when we know they were all partying, really, in bloody Downing Street. Well, let me just, hang on. I'm asking now to get me a can. AI, if you're listening, can I have a can of Coke, please? If you don't mind. Kind of like stuck here. Right. So, the panel, when he asked the force what corruption it had identified, the response it received, other than that, was instances where individual police officers accepted or conceded corruption. So they admitted it as well. Now, the report concluded the family of Daniel Morgan suffered grievously as a consequence of the failure to bring his murder or murderers to justice. The unwarranted assurances which they were given, the misinformation that was put into public domain, and the denial of the failings of the investigation, including failing to acknowledge professional incompetence, individuals' venal behaviour, and managerial and organisational failures. They repeatedly failed to take a fresh, thorough, and critical look. They apologised to the family, and the family do not accept the apologies. So the panel, in my opinion, haven't gone far enough on this. They've said that they think something's going on, but they're not 100% sure. That's his family here. They address reporters. That's the brother there. That's Daniel Morgan's brother. Thank you. It says here, police owe the family an apology, which they did go on to do, because they say this was in 2021, but they don't accept it. The question remains is, what was he trying to expose? What was this private detective? What was he going to show the world? Now, his mum died in 2017 before the panel's report could be published, which was a further cause of immense distress to her family. The multiple police failures over many years, the death of witnesses, you couldn't make this up, could you? The death of witnesses and the passage of time mean it is most unlikely there will be a successful prosecution. Now, I haven't gone all the way down this rabbit hole yet. Like I said, I only started looking at it tonight. I only come across this tonight. So I'd like to read through more of this, because if there's deaths of multiple witnesses, who's dead? Yeah, they won't confirm systemic failings, or they're not actually confirming or denying it, basically. It is shocking. It is absolutely shocking. So I think I'm going to go further down that rabbit hole. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's worth going down. Let me just see if there's anything else on this one to show you. So they've got some pictures here of what they do when they are putting people into these. Hang on, where are we now? So this is what happens when you're being put into these what fraternities. The Freemasons United Grand Lodge of England said its members must declare their membership has any relevance to their work. It said a blanket declaration requirement is a violation of officers' fundamental human rights to privacy and freedom of association. It added, we require all members to adhere to the laws of the land without exception. For 3 centuries, Freemasons have remained steadfast in our commitment to the enduring principles of integrity, friendship, respect and service. this will continue. Now, this is a very rare photo because we know they don't like the photos being shown of, they don't even know who's next to them when they're being, you know, given their high up thing. They're blindfolded. This is not like, this is just bizarre. I need to call the smoke. Back when you could smoke. Like, what are these? What's that? Like an upside down. I don't know what that is. Looks a bit like the compass, doesn't it? The Freemasons said to use eye coverings during initiation to symbolise the journey from ignorance to knowledge. One of us should get in there, you know. So it's centuries old, 6 million members worldwide, including more than 200,000 in England and Wales. Remember, this is different to the one in Scotland, which is the Scottish Rite, which is totally different. And that's what they use in America, which is the 33rd degree. The one in England doesn't have 33 degrees. Nobody really knows much about it. I know you have like grandmasters and all that stuff, but your 33 degree stuff is in America, and that comes from Scotland, which I'm pretty sure President Trump is one. Okay. So it says here, its roots lie in the medieval stonemasons guilds, and members still meet in lodges. Like I say, we've got one here, to carry out secretive initiation rituals and ceremonies based on allegories such as the building of King Solomon's temple. That's interesting, because isn't that what the Anunnaki Jews are trying to do? The third temple, along with some very, very what's the word? Orthodox Christians as well, not just Jewish people. People going about the Jews all the time. No. Very, very, very strict Orthodox Christians are very similar to the practices of the Jews, and they're pushing for this temple as well, not just the Jews. Pisses me off when people just attack Jews all the time. Anyway, Freemasons wear symbolic aprons, right? Now, there's women now. It was always men. Then in the 20th century, it changed to men or women. So here's some women, and now aren't they called Eastern Stars, the women? The consecration of the first women's Masonic temple was in Westminster in 1933. They love that number, even though these are English ones. They all look like dudes, man, don't they? Don't they look silly, guys? Come on, we need to laugh at these people. They look really silly. So, a conflict of loyalties. So they want it to be Freemasonry to list its declarable associations. I'm going to get in the chat in a minute, see what people are saying, as well as potentially other organisations. I don't think they're going to do this. I think they're going to put this forward, which is what they're doing now, for a consultation, because apparently Sadiq Kunt has come out and said that it's against the officers' human rights as well. Now, we know he's a Fabian. And I was quite shocked because the Fabians and the Freemasons hate each other. I would much rather know a Freemason than a Fabian. The Fabians are far worse than Freemasons, and you guys know how dodgy they are. And there's a lot of Freemasons went over to the Fabians and helped them. Some, you know, the Rothschilds funded, as you know, I covered this last time. The Rothschilds funded the London School of Economics, which is where they're all going to be trained in the Fabian ways that Tony Blair opened. We spoke about last time, which is why next time we're going to be talking about the Fabians again and the eugenics and all that stuff, the links to the eugenics. There's some really dark stuff on that Fabian side. But in the early days of Fabianism, they were actually working with the Freemasons, but now they hate each other. So it's bonkers, isn't it? It's like you're talking about these stupid little clubs that do so much damage, though, don't they? They, you know, literally take over. Right, so senior officer will be discussing the proposed policy change. Let's see. I'm going to keep an eye on this. The Grand Lodge of England, the headquarters of Freemason England and Wales. Nothing about Scotland. And again, if you're in America, this is different. Totally different. Yeah, look. Sadiq Kunt, who is responsible for setting the strategic direction of policing, has previously ruled out a compulsory register of Freemasonry in the Met, saying it could infringe officers' human rights. Surely officers' human rights are not as important as a murder been investigated properly. I find it shocking. So watch this space, folks. It's in the news tonight, this is. So if you see this in the news tonight, you're thinking, oh, yeah, we were talking about that. But it's all to do with this one case where this private investigator was murdered. Yeah, look. Hang on. Here you go. Daniel Morgan case. This is in 2021 as well. I don't accept Met's apology, son says. There he is. Murdered, hacked to death, in axe to the head, East London, 1987. They were labelled institutionally corrupt. That Peter Blexley, wasn't he a copper back then? Or was he too young then? I wonder what he's got to say on this. My dad had an axe embedded in his skull and was left for dead in a murder that was meant to look like a robbery. They actually set it up that was actually an execution. That's quite a hard thing to come to terms with, really. Daniel Morgan was only 4 when his father, also called Daniel, was killed in the car park in 1987 when he was 37. And he was only 4 years old. He has clear memories of his father playing with him. That's the brother, that I think. It's just so sad, isn't it? Sorry, the guy's uncle, which was Daniel's brother, Alistair Morgan. That's the brother. So we've had enough apologies, he says. I don't blame them either. This was in 2021. Mr. Morgan said another body, either the Home Office or the Mayor of London, should take responsibility for ensuring change in the Met. Well, come on. That ain't going to happen, is it? Oh, that's the crime scene there, look. They've even blurred. Yeah, they've tried to make it look like a robbery and it was an execution. But like I said to you before, the witnesses have come forward and said that the police wanted him gone. So I am going to do a bit of a deeper dive into this, folks, and I'm going to see who else was murdered, what witnesses were murdered. Do you remember her? Look, that Cressida Dick woman. She was in charge then, look. She did nothing, did she? So it's taken from 2021, when this independent panel, to today, 4 years on, to even release the fact that Freemasons might have to be declared in the police. I don't know who these are. Who are these people here? Right, Morgan, his wife Iris, Jim McCarthy, Jane Morgan, and Alistair Morgan. Oh, he was really trying to put stuff out there, wasn't he? Right, so I'm going to go a bit further down into the rabbit hole anyway, guys. I just wanted to have a quick look at the dates. Just bear with me a minute. You know, they're going back to those. What was the date the first body was found? Was it the 30th of July, wasn't it? Going back to the Whitby thing. AI, if you're listening, can we go to Whitby, please? I want to do some filming. 30th of July. Hang on. Right, just bear with me. I'll get into chat in a sec. Yeah, it's not been a very organised stream because it was just a catch up, really. It was just a chat, and then I started seeing all this other weird stuff going on. I was just going to have a quick catch up and see what was going on in the news, you know. Oh, I don't want a bloody pick. Just bear with me a sec. Fuck off. Not you. I'm talking to the computer page I'm on. Ah, right. Right, hang on. Just having a quick look at something here. What was it? July the 26th and the 27th, put the date where it varies. But the thing is, the bodies were found on the 30th of July. How do we know that these people weren't killed during that? I'm just having a quick look at this. Look, I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at now on the screen. That's not that one, but I have got that one as well. So having a quick look at this. Now, looking at July, for all we know, these people were killed here. Look, 26th, 27th, date varies as it's 5 weeks and a day after summer solstice. Grand climax, demure, blood, sexual, sacrificial. The first, that's when they found was it the first going into the second when they found the fourth body? Is druidic Celtic high feast of the sun gods of the harvest, the first. And then the third, satanic revels. It's always worth checking these calendars out, you know, when weird stuff happens. I know people laugh, but this is the Curious Bunny. This is the channel where we look at all this shit. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a quick look at this one. Right. Anyway, let's get into chat and see what people are saying, because I haven't seen any chat for ages. Okay, how are we all doing? Right, MK Ultra's here. Let me get into my phone because I can go back further. Oh, was that Zero? Zero was here. Right, let me read back the chat. How you doing, Zero? It's been a while. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. There are lots of police that belong to law enforcement fraternities. Depends on what percentage. I'm just reading back because I can't get them on the screen now on my phone. Hi, Mark. I've just seen you. How you doing, Mark? They are all Masons. Yeah, it's weird because the 33 degree are the Scottish rite, and it's different in. Hi, Desktop. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I'm just reading through now. Oh, digital ID is just an absolute piss take. It really, really is. It's an absolute piss take, man. The thing is, right, and I can only speak from my own experience, right? You know, I'm married into a family where one person was a high-level Freemason. Like, I'd never even known I didn't really know much about them. Yeah, it sounds like he was definitely bumped off, wasn't he, Stephen? And all I can tell you is that, yeah, we always check that Zero. Hi, Mandeep. Y'all have a well, I don't know anymore. I just don't know. What did you share with me, Nikki? Sorry, where was this? I've been a bit off the radar. Yeah, we always check the calendar. I forgot to say now because I get distracted when I read the chat. Doing great. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Had a little bit of time off. There's been just a lot going on, you know. I've just come back tonight. Yeah, I just planned on a little chat and just to catch up and just say hello and see what's going on. But then I started going down that rabbit hole. I don't know how much you caught of that, Zero, but there was a there was a private detective murdered in 1987. He had an axe in his head, and he was murdered outside a pub in a car park. And he was about to chemtrails. What have you sent me? I haven't seen that. Where did you send it, Monica? And all the police that they literally covered it up. They found locked things in a cupboard that had been left for decades. That the witnesses came forward and said that the police were even telling them that they were going to murder this guy, and the coroner at the time denied any of this. And then it's 2021, you know, go forward, what, 34 years or something like that. They've done a panel saying, yeah, actually, there was a load of corruption, load of witnesses were killed, but that's all I want to go in deeper on my own time and just see who these witnesses were. And this guy was apparently going to blow everything open in the net, and they bumped him off. And I just think it's really wrong. It's making me really, really, really angry. Thank you, Nikki. Really angry about this guy's family. I'm just, it's awful. It's awful. So anyway, So we're going to try and get back on track a little bit now, because now the weather's changing again, I can do more streams. The dogs are asleep as well. It's their little nap time. It's finding that sweet spot. They've got bad the last couple of days. I noticed them, was it last week? We hadn't had any all summer. Good night, Space Cat. We hadn't had any all summer. Excuse me. And then they started last week when Jackie was up. It was so good seeing her though. We went to this place, this hall and gardens, and there's like a zoo, and there's like a land train on a cliff, takes you along the cliff. It's really good. Not like a steep cliff, like a proper path, like road path thing. You know, not like a little shitty little train and a scary cliff. But yeah, it was really good. We didn't get to go into the hall, but we're going to go next time into the hall. I've been in the hall before, but I did some filming of the zoo and took a few photos, and Al did some filming. So I'm just literally putting it all together in a video. It'll be on Penny Bunny, probably premiering tomorrow now, because I've got to finish editing. Yeah, it sounds like a typical blowback. Yeah, it's really bad. But they had multiple in police investigations, and they just kept on pushing it under the cover, under the covers, and it. Right, I can't click that, but I can do it on my phone. Hold on. Yeah, well, the thing is, they've been doing that. They've admitted to it in America. And I'm glad that GB News have actually covered that. I'm glad. So at Halloween this year, Jackie's not going to be here, right? Last year, Jackie was up. Do you remember he went on that mystery tour around York with that funny man? Do you remember? I'm absolutely gutted, but she can't come back up. So I'm either going to ask my friend to come with me, a different friend, to go around York, or I'm going to go on my own to the graveyard to film on Halloween. The only thing is Smelly Man, right? Thanks, Nikki. Do you remember me telling you about Smelly Man? There's a really weird man that lives down the end of my road, right? And he stinks. I can't explain. You imagine, like, if you could see smell on somebody, you could imagine like the green fumes of smoke or stink and all the little flies. If it was like a cartoon, you can just imagine what it would look like if you could see smell. And I've never smelled anything quite like it. It smells like death. It's really creepy. And he keeps trying to talk to me in the middle of if I'm walking George late at night. He'll run across the road at me. Anyway, I've ignored him. Now, my plan was to go in the graveyard at Halloween on my own. But last week, I seen Smelly Man going into the graveyard in the pitch black on his own. Yeah, he does. So literally, I'll be walking George. I have to walk past where he lives. He's the last 2 times he's not done it, because I did really have a go at him last time. But he'll just walk over the road to me, and he'll go, hello, in the pitch black. He sits outside his door with the light off, with the porch light off. He sits there in the pitch black, and all you'll hear is a voice going, hello, George. Last week he cornered me in town. I was walking George, and he followed me. And then I ran through the graveyard. This is in the day, to try and he was coming round the graveyard. I came through the churchyard, come down the steps. As I come down to the gate, he appeared out of nowhere. Hi, George. Like, I don't even know this guy. He just knows George's name because he's heard me say, come on, George, get away, dirty. That's what. He's really creepy. And then I was speaking to this lovely guy the other day, like, there's really good neighbours around here. And I said, have you seen Smelly Man? He says, I've only been here for a year. He says, is that the one that just doesn't change his clothes? Oh man, honestly, MK Ultra. He said, I've heard about him. And he keeps on trying to get George. George is like, runs away from him. So now I'm a bit worried about Halloween on my own in the graveyard, because I've seen Smelly Man last Last week, one night, it was really late. I took George for an extra walk because he had a bad tummy one night. It was about midnight. Yeah, I said George's name. He's like, me. And I was walking along and I seen him come running across the road in front of me. Luckily, he didn't see me. I was hiding. And he ran into the churchyard in the pitch black, all dressed in black because he wears the same clothes. You can smell him round corners. So I don't know. I don't think Al would let me go into the churchyard on my own at Halloween, knowing full well that that smelly man hangs around church. Why would a man who's looks in his early 60s and completely insane? Oh yeah, and he tortures wasps as well. Apparently, he goes to the calf every Wednesday. I was talking to one of the girls that works in the calf the other day. And in the summer, he actually tortures the wasps. He doesn't just kill them. Like, I know people don't like wasps. I don't kill them. It's evil. But he doesn't even work there. And he'll just pull the heads off and then go, I've done another one for you. So why would you torture? You don't. She said he's torturing all the wasps and his pleasure was on his face. Anyone that gets pleasure out of hurting an animal, whether it's an insect or whatever, is not normal in the head. And there's been 2 cats missing, and me and Alice getting a bit concerned because there's been 2 missing on the vets come up saying missing cat, and then there was another one the other week saying missing cat, and we don't. If you can hurt a wasp like that and think it's great, and she said he was grinning like a psychopath, and then he keeps on wanting to get George. He's really dodgy. Has anyone got any advice on what I can do about Smelly Man? Because I really want to go to the graveyard at Halloween on my own. He is disturbing. And the other day I was walking across the road from his house, right? I'd never go that road. And he opened his front door and I could smell it across the road. I'm not joking. We're not allowed that desktop. That's illegal in the UK. And that's illegal. Oh, we can have that though. I could carry that around. No, she can't carry it. So I'm trying to have a think of what I can do at Halloween because I really want to go. Oh yeah, I thought you was in the US. Sorry. Take a kind of deodorant. Yeah, that'll get him. That'll get him. And do you know what else he does? Which is what Al noticed this. I didn't notice it. Do you know what else he does? Right. He thinks he's important. So he's got this massive bunch of keys. It's obviously either keys that he's found or keys from where he's lived over the years, right? He's not really old. He looks older than he is. He actually looks older. Like if you look at him, when you get closer to him, not too close to try and get away from him, he looks like he's only in his like mid to late 50s, but he's all grey and, grey and, like dirty. Do you know what I mean? George will have him. Well, George barks. When someone approaches me, George does not get happy. I have to go out on my own to walk the dog, but it's only like round the corner, and he lives like in like a row of bungalows. It's not like there's just his house on its own. Yes, I do. You are so right. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Brilliant. But the last couple of times he's not come out of the house because I keep on ignoring him or telling him to leave me alone. And he's getting the hint now. But if ever I walked George in the day with Jack, he kept coming over and I didn't want him anywhere near my son. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to speak to the council, I think. Because it's not just me. I've spoken to loads of people. Yeah, he gets this bunch of keys, Smelly Man does, and you can hear him coming now. So he jingles, the way like a warden or something, or like somebody that was in charge on some estate or whatever would have like a big keys and be in charge. He's got this massive bunch of keys and he lives in one little bungalow, 1-bed bungalow on his own. And he walks around the area, it's like a disabled area, with this massive bunch of keys. And he has them hanging off his trousers like he's some sort of caretaker for the area. My worry is he's managed to get a load of keys from... how do we know he's not managed to get keys cut? We don't know. Yeah, you hear him come in with the keys. But yeah, he's. I remember when Al first told me about him. He said there's this smelly man up the road, and at first he said he's all right. He just talks too much, and I was like, really? And then when I met him, I was like, nah, he's a pedo. I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah, I think you're right. He said I was just being polite because he kept talking to Al. Now Al ignores him, puts his headphones on. But you know when you get the vibe, you get the pedo vibe. Bet he voted Labour. And do you know what else, right? The one day I was walking to the petrol station, right, with Jack, right? And me and Jack were walking to the we were walking George, right? But we had to walk on, it was on the way to the petrol station. We wasn't going to the petrol station. And he came walking up behind us, and I was like, oh my God, it's smelly man. And he had this, let's not forget, we have gardeners here, right? The council come and do all the gardens because it's all disabled. Like you guys know, I'm in disabled bungalow. The gardeners come out, the council come out and cut everyone's grass, right? And unless you've got a hedgerow like we have. But he doesn't, his grass is just open. So like the council do it. And so nobody has to do any grasses unless you want to. Like we have a gardener do ours because we've got other stuff in our garden. But where he lives, it's just grass. There's no hedge, no fence, just grass onto someone's going onto the street. And he come up to me and Jack with this oil can in his hand, right? And he said, "I've got to go and get some petrol," like this. And me and Jack, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I said to Jack, I went, stop, just stop. And he was like, why? I said, pretend that George is having a poo. Let him get past us and then we'll run the other way, because I didn't want to walk by him because he's on the way to the petrol station. And he said, I've got to get some petrol for my lawnmower. Now, let's bear in mind, nobody cuts their own grass here, especially where he is. No one, the gardeners come every single week and cut the grass. So why would he need petrol for a lawnmower? And he was going, I need petrol for my lawnmower. It was really freaking me out. Sword walking sticks. And then we found out that he actually does own a lawnmower and he's been mowing the concrete path. Buffalo Bill. He probably does. You watch that Twisted Metal? No, he drinks petrol. But yeah, it's madness, isn't it? It's just like bonkers, you know? Bonkers. So everyone is freaked out by him, and he'll just start talking. Like if you're having a conversation, oh, I am trying to move. Hi, Rach. If you walk past his house, right, and you're having a private I will confirm this. If you're having a private conversation, he will listen in, and he will appear out of nowhere, and he'll just start talking about what you're talking about. I think that he should not be. Ken, the community is wrong for that guy. He needs locking up. He lives on his own, a little bungalow, and he does have this Nigerian man come round sometimes, but he just sits outside with him. He won't go in his house, but can you blame him? Yeah, exactly. Maybe he once was, you know, maybe he once was. I've never had a nutter this bad since I was a kid. There was a nutter that lived next door to us. Hi, Nanny. How you doing, love? I've missed you guys. I know, it's creepy. Do you know what? Someone told me that their dad was a copper, and there's actually a law, right? This is what they told me when I was at school. I don't know how true it is. Took Nanny to Nando's today. That there's a law, an old law from like hundreds of years ago. He won't go in his house, he won't, Bridget. That you have to have a bath once a year, and that apparently that is a real law that has like come from some old law somewhere, and it's never been overruled. I don't know how true it is, but that's what he reckons, that there's a law that you have to have a bath or a wash once a year minimum. Anyone know about that? But no, he won't go in his house. He sits outside, doesn't he? AI sits outside his house. It's poor bloke. Well, this guy's not going to go anywhere. We've only started noticing him since I've been walking George. I've only noticed him because usually if he went into town, I'd just go into town. But because when you're walking a dog, you've got like a routine. I've had to change my routine because he knows the times that I'm going to walk George. So he sits outside ready to pounce on me. So we have to keep adjusting the times on walking George. So anyway, the reason why I'm telling you about this, guys, is because I've promised you I'm going to go to the graveyard on Halloween. But now Smelly Man is probably going to be lurking around said graveyard. Oh, darling, I'm waiting for stuff as well. The NHS is shocking. Guess what as well, guys? I know this isn't to do with anything related to the channel, but did anybody know that the NHS no longer pay for children's braces? When did this happen? I could live stream it. Yeah, I could. There's a signal in the graveyard. I would be live streaming it. So I suppose I could go, and if I live stream it, no, but listen, if I live stream it and he approaches me, then we've got witnesses, haven't we? Oh, it should be once a week, but I'm sure that was a law in the olden days. Yeah, so Jack, they've told him that he needs braces, and it's £4,000. £4,000 for braces for children. When did that happen? What the hell? When did that happen? Anybody know about this? So they're saying that he's got to go back, and if it's really, and they says, oh, we've sent him to the hospital, but there's a 3-year wait for braces on the NHS to the hospital. Dentists no longer have to give NHS to children. It's mad. NHS is now saying first, because I know I've seen that. High spirits. I've seen that on the news earlier. No, it isn't good. No, it isn't good at all. I know people with extra fingers and toes and stuff. Genuine. No, I know people with extra fingers and toes from first marriage. Hang on. Sorry, my friends just text me. High spirits. Didn't you have a spanner? Let me give you a spanner. Maybe it was a different channel. Anyway, I've gone off tangent. I told you this wasn't a very good planned stream. It wasn't a properly planned stream. I wanted to go live. I wanted to talk about Smells from the Crypt comment of the night. I wanted to. I know it's bad, isn't it? Well, no, we managed to get a dentist because our dentist had thrown us off, and we managed to get one straight away, which is really lucky. Not in our town though, and they said that he needs it, but it's a 3-year wait. But they do it there, but it's £4,000. But then they're saying now that if it's really bad, which it is, then they might do it for free. I don't know, it's ridiculous. Anyway, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. So tonight was just a catch up, really, a chin wag, touch base, get back into streaming again because I've forgotten what to do. I haven't really. Going to go and wash my hair. I've got a mask on, exfoliating mask on that needs washing out, a pre-shampoo mask. So that's good. Not after referral. Well, if that's at the hospital, but if they do it there, they can do it if it's so bad. This is scale thing 1 to 5, and if it's 4 or 5, they'll do it for free, apparently. But we'll find out soon. I'll let you all know. But I think it's shocking that a child, or when we was kids, if you needed braces, you just went to the dentist, got braces. NHS is dreadful. What's that say? The NHS about 300 Africans working for it, and none of them are qualified. They all have the same fake documents. The NHS won't sack them because they're scared. Really? Is the dental hospital still there, man? I'm trying to scare. Oh, well, thanks, Nikki, love. I'm trying to scare tape on my brow lines. Scar tape. What do you mean? So anyway, this was just a shout out, a chat, yeah, and touch base really, and just wanted to talk about the Whitby thing. I think I'm going to go and do some filming. I really do. And then whilst I'm there, I could try and talk to some locals and ask them any information about these 4 people. Do a bit of investigative journalism. I can't say that word. Investigative. Oh, is it? Is it still free NHS? Because you used to be able to get a ticket and go up there and sit and stay up there all day, didn't you? And get a ticket in the morning. I had loads of stuff done there when I was a kid. God, this country's so fucked, isn't it? It's like they're talking about migrants and that. I'm watching the news. They're talking about getting rid of migrants and that, but a lot of them were born here now. Hi, Jane. Oh, it's all right, darling. They don't send notifications out because I don't stream a lot anymore. I'm trying to get back into it. But I have been doing like a lot of bits on my third channel. But because it's not live streaming, it's a lot easier just to bang a couple of videos out. And then I was filming last week, so I've got that to do. So yeah, let me do a bit more digging on this Whitby thing, and I'm going to go there if AI will take me. Hopefully he will. I'm out tomorrow. Jack's got a play date tomorrow, and I like the mom of his new best friend, so we're going to go and take the kids out. What else? I speak to Al. Oh, thanks, Joe, love. Ah, so kind. Yeah, did anyone get a notification? I'm just reading your email, Helen. Yeah, I know. To be fair, right, I do know a lot about it. I'm just reading the article. I'm just literally, all I'm doing is reading the article. I'm getting my stuff together and I'm going to Austria. What, to move? Like, no notification. To move or to holiday? No, you can't see it. It's on my scalp. It's not on my face. So all I do is like, it's like a scrub thing. It's like a pre-hair wash scrub. I should try that next time. I miss loads of chat. Are you going to live in Austria, you mean? Oh, I'd love to go to Austria. I hate this country so much. I'm not going to lie. I love my country, but I hate what. Oh, for the Rangers away game. I thought you meant you were moving to Austria. Anyway, I'm going to go now because it's like I've got to go and wash my hair. I've had this mask on forever. No, I just happened to see it. I've missed loads of chat again. Oh, you mean the notification? Sorry. Yeah, I don't stream often enough. So I don't know what my next stream's going to be on this channel. I'm torn between the Fabians. People uptight. Hills are alive with the sound of music. So yeah, it's been a nice chinwag, hasn't it? I'm really intrigued about that guy that got murdered. I'm really intrigued on why his killers had never been brought to justice. I know. We all do. Night high spirits, going for a bit of crowd trouble. You better not be. You better not get arrested. Yeah, the Fabians blew him. And I've not started my documentary on the Madeleine McCann stuff either. That got really dark, that did. I'm trying to Terry Knowles Band again. That got really dark and it was really stressing me out, and I started having nightmares and stuff about kids being abducted, and it freaked me out. The more I went down the rabbit hole of Madeleine McCann, the more I seen those parents and everything, the more I knew it was dark. Oh, right. Yeah, we the people make this channel, and again, I'm sorry I've not been about, but I have been crazy busy and stuff happening. The accused has chased down his accuser today. What does that mean? The accused? What does that mean? I don't understand. Yeah, we all know who did it. What? Oh, the parents. Yeah, I know. It's obvious, isn't it? I'm too old to be casual. Definitely. Okay, so next, excuse me, and you, Yvonne, my love. So the next one will be Fabians then, but again, that's dark as well. Eugenics stuff and really weird stuff. Right, okay. Let's not forget they're all Fabians. Don't be disillusioned as well by this Andy Burnham. I might cover him a little bit on my third channel, you know. because he is a real wolf in sheep's clothing. He will mimic himself to whatever situation that he needs. He was with the Corbyn lot. He was with the Blair lot. He was with Gordon Brown. He doesn't stand for anything. He's like another Starmer. Very dodgy. Very dodgy. Exactly, Bridget, love. Okay, thank you again to Alan Edge and Joe for the super duper chats. And if you want to join the membership, you can. It all helps, 99p. Oh, and Jacob, the first hedgehog that went into rescue, was nearly coming home yesterday, but then she found some ringworm on him, which is like a rash. It's not like an actual worm. He's got rid of his fluke worm she's treated him for, so he's back in again, but he'll be coming home soon. Little Jacob, you know, the one that we found the first time. Sonia Polton. Sonia Polton's covering Kem. She's always behind, that woman. Right then, guys, you guys take care, and I will see you all super soon. I don't know what day yet. It's probably Thursday. I'm out on the night. Friday or Wednesday. All right. Good night, swingers and Penny. Yeah, you're all swingers apart from me. I'm the good one. See you later, guys. Please hit the like as well, because it pisses people off who don't like us, who don't like me. No night, guys. Lots of love. God bless. Oh, yeah, smelly man. Ugh. Do you know what I might do? I might take open my camera when I'm walking past Smelly Man's house. And if he comes over to me, I'll just film him. I think that's the best way. That'll stop him, won't it? I'll film him and stick it on here and say, here you go, there's Smelly Man. Here's a warning to everybody. Smelly Man. Because I need to... He'll come back, he'll start again. He's left me alone for about a week now. But yeah, I've had to change my times and everything. It's really freaky. And he goes and sits in all the shops and all the cafes, and the staff said they can't get rid of him because it's against his human rights. But all the customers are complaining. I would just get rid of him. I mean, it's ridiculous. Oh, thank you, man, love. Right, take care, guys. Smelly man audits, love. Okay, bye.